Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So for today, we'll meet again for English syntax class. And today we're gonna discuss in this video the structures of modification. And I'm going to divide the video about this topic into two sections to avoid too long video. Okay, let's continue. Now, structures of modification means a structure with two elements, head and modifier. And the modifier's meaning serves to broaden, qualify, select, change, describe, or affect the meaning of the head. So, in structures of modification, actually we talk about phrase. Take an example. Okay, I'm going to show you a Chinese boxes. Beautiful girl. So beautiful girl is a phrase. Frasa. What is phrase? I hope you still remember what phrase is. Phrase is a group of words which has one head and one or more modifiers. Jadi phrase itu adalah kumpulan kata yang terdiri dari satu inti beserta atau dan diikuti dengan satu atau lebih modifier. Modifier itu apa? Modifier itu adalah bisa menjelaskan atau menspesifikkan dan sebagainya. In this example, beautiful is qualify the girl. So that's why girl is the head and beautiful is the modifier. And in Chinese boxes analysis, you will give arrow pointed to the head. Jadi ada tanda panah yang menunjukkan ke arah head atau inti. So behind the arrow is the modifier, and in front of the arrow is the head. And put the two boxes into one bigger boxes. So again, beautiful is the modifier and a girl is the head. Now we are going to discuss about parts of speech as head. Okay, and we'll start with noun. Okay, so for this first video, I'm going to focus on noun as head. Okay, so now we will discuss noun as head with its modifiers. First of all, the modifiers of noun is adjective, and it is said that adjective is the most common noun modifier. Jadi adjective itu adalah modifiernya noun yang paling sering digunakan. Jadi paling sering modifiernya noun itu adalah berupa adjective, just like the example I gave you previously. Okay, now let's talk about the position. You may have discussed or you may know that noun modifiers may be before the noun as head or after the noun as head. Jadi posisi dari modifier itu bisa jadi sebelum headnya atau setelah head. Okay. Now, if we talk about adjective as the noun modifier, the position of adjective usually or it is said almost always before noun. Jadi kalau adjektif menjadi modifiernya noun tuh hampir selalu adjektif dulu baru noun. Just like my example previously, beautiful girl. And it's very different from Indonesian language. We usually have noun first and then followed by adjective. Okay, or between the noun determiner and noun. Okay, for example, like cheerful, smile. So smile is noun as head and cheerful is the modifier for smile. Okay, and is it possible to have adjective as noun modifier to be located after noun as head? The answer is yes, but very rarely. Only in certain fixed phrases, like grace abounding. Jadi ada di sini adjektif terletak setelah noun yang menjadi head, jadi adjektifnya menjadi modifier, tapi terletaknya setelah noun. Ini ada tapi hanya dalam fixed phrases, istilah-istilah tertentu. Like grace abounding, ini adalah istilah keagamaan ya, berkah yang melimpah. Darkness visible, this is a title of a movie or a novel. And also adjective, if it is adjective as noun modifier put after noun, adjective must be part of a larger structure that as a whole acts as a noun determiner. Jadi adjektif juga bisa terletak setelah noun as head, tapi dengan syarat adjektif itu adalah bagian dari struktur yang lebih besar setelahnya. For example, contohnya wish, wish intense. Seharusnya kan intense wish, tapi di sini bisa wish intense, tapi intense harus diikuti dengan struktur setelahnya. Jadi di sini intense beyond belief. Atau a man taller, man taller, tapi tidak bisa hanya man taller saja, tapi harus diikuti dengan struktur setelahnya, yaitu taller than I thought. Okay, I'm going to show the analysis using Chinese boxes. Okay, like cheerful, smile. So there are two boxes, and we're gonna have arrow between them. Ada arrow-nya. Kemanakah arrow-nya? Is it to cheerful or to smile? Of course to the head, and the head is smile. And put them into one box. And for the next example, a wish, intense beyond belief. So we have wish followed by intense, and intense is the modifier of wish, but intense is part of a larger structure. Okay, so beyond belief is the modifier of intense, and then we have a wish, which is explained by intense beyond belief. Okay, jadi di sini ada adjective yang menjadi penjelas dari noun yang terletak posisinya setelah head, tapi harus ada syaratnya, dia harus bagian dari struktur yang lain. Okay, now let's move. Now we're gonna talk about noun as head and noun as modifier. So we're gonna discuss about double nouns. Ya, jadi bisakah noun menjadi penjelas noun? Of course yes. And the position can be before the noun as head. Okay, we have father's house. Okay, father's house. We have apostrophe s here. Yeah, father's house means house of father, house of my father. So house is the head, noun as the head. Father's is also noun, but this is the modifier. Woman's doctor. So doctor, both are nouns, but the second noun is the head, and the first noun with apostrophe s is the modifier. Jadi ini noun yang menjadi penjelas noun yang lainnya. Itu bisa, maka noun yang menjadi penjelas itu mendapatkan apostrophe s ya, kepemilikan. And how to, once more. Dan bisa, apakah harus selalu dengan ada apostrophe s? Jawabannya adalah tidak. Bisa saja di sini seperti woman doctor. So you need to differentiate the meaning of woman's doctor and woman doctor. Okay, let's try to know the difference in meaning between woman's doctor and woman doctor. In woman's doctor means dokternya perempuan. So the doctor can be male or female. Jadi dia dokternya perempuan. Bisa jadi dokter itu seorang laki-laki atau seorang perempuan. But if you talk about woman doctor, kalau ini bukan dokternya tapi dokter perempuan, it means that the doctor is a female. Itu bedanya ya. Jadi kalau dokter yang pertama ini bisa laki-laki, bisa perempuan, but the second doctor must be a female. Okay, now let's see how to make it into Chinese boxes. Okay, so we have woman and doctor, and then we have arrow pointed to the head, doctor, and put them into one bigger box. Okay, so this is the Chinese boxes analysis, and we can also add more modifiers. Okay, now let's move still noun as head and noun as modifiers, but now the position of the modifier is after the noun as head, and it happen in close or in a positive. Jadi ada noun menjadi penjelas noun yang lain tapi letaknya setelah noun as head. For example, the disease COVID-19. Jadi di sini disease is a noun, COVID-19 is also noun, but the head is the disease. So noun as head first and then noun as modifier comes after. So it's different from woman doctor. If we have woman doctor, we have woman as the modifier and then doctor as the head. But here we have head first and then modifier. Okay, so it's different from this one. Disease germ. In disease germ, germ is the head, disease as the modifier. And when the noun becomes a modifier or modifies another noun, so just like this one, disease is a noun modifies germ, we call disease as noun adjunct. Jadi noun yang menjadi penjelas noun yang lainnya atau noun yang memiliki fungsi seperti adjective itu disebut sebagai noun adjunct. Jadi di sini disease germ, kuman penyakit. Jadi fokusnya adalah kita membahas kuman. So germ is the head. Kuman apa? Kuman penyakit. So the disease here is as the modifier. Dan modifier yang seperti ini kita sebut sebagai noun adjunct. Tapi untuk modifier yang terletak setelah noun as head, kalau di sini yang jadi head adalah disease. Penyakit apa? COVID-19. Maka seperti ini, COVID-19 ini kita sebut sebagai a positive. Jadi noun yang menjelaskan noun yang lain, tapi penjelasannya muncul setelah noun as head. We'll see another example, like the product Toshiba. So Toshiba is explaining which product. It's different from product control, but in this case, control is the head, and product here as the modifier. Remember, the first product is the head, the second product is the modifier, and this modifier is called as noun adjunct. Okay, let's see in in Chinese boxes. So we have disease COVID-19. Put it in one box, and then we'll see. So the head is disease, and we can add the determiner. That's for positive. Now for noun adjunct, we have disease germ, and put it in a box, and then we'll see that the arrow pointed to germ, and we can add the determiner. Jadi dari dua bentuk Chinese boxes analisanya ini, kita lihat bahwa the structure looks similar, terlihat sama, the disease, hanya berbeda di kata yang terakhir, COVID-19 germ, tapi ternyata merubah posisi panah. Yeah, it means that the position of head is different. Yeah, jadi posisi intinya berbeda. Okay, so the first one is positive, the second one, the modifier is noun adjunct. Okay, I hope you can understand. Now we move to next. This is a noun as head and verb as modifier. Now let's talk about verb as modifier. So if verb becoming modifiers, so they can be in one of these three with three suffixes, yeah, or inflections. So the first one can be verb ing, or can be verb ed, or verb with past participle, or verb 3, or verb with infinitive to infinitive. Okay, let's take an example like running water. So running is explaining the water. Water is the head, running is the modifier. So in ing form. Baked potatoes. So this is in past participle form, becoming the modifier. Is it possible to put water before running? The answer is yes, just like this one, water running. But the verb ing must be followed by next explanation. So it must be water running in the street, for example. And also for past participle, potatoes baked slowly. Juga untuk yang past participle atau verb 3 bisa terletak setelah noun as had, tapi harus diikuti dengan penjelasan setelahnya. What about to infinitive? Nah, to infinitive itu hanya terletak seperti ini setelah noun as had, like money to burn. Now, what about the analysis? Bagaimana analisanya? I'll give you example. Running water. So both can be put in a bigger box, and then we put the arrow pointed to water. Jadi mengarah ke headnya. But if we make Chinese boxes for the next example, so water running, and then we have arrow pointed to the first, okay, the first word. So running must be followed by other structures, just like this. Yeah, okay. So what does it mean by smaller box? We will discuss about it after this. Okay, so please look at the difference of these two boxes. Okay, next we go to noun as had with verb as modifier again, but now I want to tell you how to differentiate between verb as noun or verb as verb as adjective, because verb can have ing, but they can have different part of speech. Okay, like for example the first one, if the verb ing can be added the word very, so the word or the verb ing must be adjective, just like a pleasing table. So pleasing here is adjective because we can put very before the word pleasing, and we cannot put pleasing after the word table. Jadi kalau ada verb ing, bisa jadi verb ing itu adalah adjective, bisa jadi dia adalah verb itu sendiri fungsinya, bisa jadi dia adalah noun. So how to differentiate it? Bagaimana membedakannya? So you need to test it. Jika bisa ditambahin very, berarti dia adalah adjective. Other example misalnya like interesting. Interesting is not verb but adjective, because we can put the word very before it. Very interesting, for example. Okay, and next, if the verb ing can be moved after the noun, so it is verb itself. So a rotting table, table rotting. So we can use them. Rotting means in the process of broken. And next, a dining table. So this is also verb ing. So whether is it so how to know whether it is adjective or a verb or a noun? So we have to see that if we cannot put very, of course we cannot say very dining, so it's not adjective. And then we cannot move it after table, cannot say table dining. So in this case, the word with verb ing, the word ending ing is a noun. Okay, so I hope you can understand it. Now we move to noun as had with adjective, with adverb as modifier, and the position of the modifier is always after noun. Like the people here, people is the head, here is the modifier. Heavens above, Europe now. Speaking rapidly, and look at the example in Chinese boxes. Heavens above. Okay, so we have the arrow pointed to the heavens and put it in one box. Okay, I think it's simple for adverb. Now we move to next, prepositions. Okay, so there are three kinds of prepositions. Simple preposition, which only have one base with a single morpheme, after, in, up, or with two morphemes, before, until, or with three morphemes, against, considering, regarding, and so on. or compound preposition with 2 or more phrase bases, like along with, out of, without. Okay, those are compound preposition. Or we can also have phrasal preposition with 3, containing simple preposition plus a noun plus another simple preposition, like in, regard to, in front of, on behalf of. Jadi ini ada 3 macam prepositions ya. And in drawing preposition in Chinese boxes, gambarnya preposisi dalam Chinese boxes itu adalah a preposition in a smaller box and then attached to a bigger box, which is the head of the object of preposition. Jadi gambar analisa preposisi itu adalah preposisinya dimasukkan dalam kotak kecil yang menempel pada kotak besar yang berisi objek dari preposisi. Okay. Now, the patterns of noun modifiers. Okay. Sekarang bagaimana ketika sebuah frasa terdiri dari banyak modifier? Misalnya intinya adalah membahas tentang rate, angka. And then added with noun adjunct, birth rate. Added with adjective, high birth rate. And then added with preposition, high birth rate in America. And then with adverb, high birth rate in America today. And the last one is added with a noun determiner. So how to see the whole analysis? Okay, first we have rate, and then explained by a noun adjunct, both. Put them into one box, and then we put the arrow to the rate as the head, and then we add high. Adjective, we put the arrow, put them in the bigger box, and then we add with preposition. This is simple preposition with the object of preposition, and we give the arrow to put them in a bigger box. And then now we add the adverb and give the arrow and then put them in a bigger box, and the last one is determiner and give the arrow back, and we can add one more bigger box. Bisa ditambah satu kotak yang lebih besar lagi ya. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Okay, so this is the analysis of noun phrase. Jadi yang pertama kita bahas noun phrase, noun as head with some modifiers. Jadi noun sebagai headnya dengan noun adjunct as modifier, adjective as modifier, prepositional phrase as modifier, adverb as modifier, and also the noun determiner as modifier. Okay, so I think that's all the explanation about noun as head in the structure of modification. Okay, we'll continue to the next video. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.